Let's now fast forward a bit to your experience with Skill. You joined in 2013, if I'm correct, right?
Correct.
You joined as a COO. When you joined, was it a big shift for you? And I'm saying that, I mean, in all humility, I, for example, came from the background of operations. I got thrown into an environment where we do finance, and eventually I became a partner. And at some point, I used to have imposter syndrome that am I supposed to be, doing what I'm doing? Am I supposed to be here? And for you, what was that shift like when you became the COO of Skilled?
That shift was major. I would say it was seismic, if you may. But it was also humbling in the sense that, first of all, I was referred, but again, I had to go through a series of interviews and, prove my, self as, a qualified candidate. So when I came in and I saw how far the company had gone, I was quite impressed, but I was also immediately inspired to, ask myself the big question: how can you contribute? What difference can you make here? I was being hired for the role of the chief operating officer, reporting only to the founder. And so that meant I was running the entire business, in partnership with the founder. And for a business that was already 13 years, you understand, you weren't coming with any, what do you call it, on your shoulder, chip on your shoulder to say, look, you knew you had to come humble because they had done 13 years already of, impacting thousands of customers and all of that. So I came in there wanting to immediately see, okay, what is the legacy that I'm currently standing on, and how can I, enhance that legacy? So that gave me the perspective and the lens to begin to look for our gaps. Immediately I started looking for our gaps and spotted them. I took a view to saying, look, we're going to address this, working directly with the CEO and seeing to which degree is she willing to make changes, right? One thing you must be very wary of if you're number two is that you, as they say, you can't be more Catholic than the Pope, so to speak. No matter how much you are able to see, no matter how much, how immersed you are in a vision, you must be careful not to drive too hard. You must carefully lay your ideas and allow the passage of time for the owner of the business or the founder or the key person to warm up to your ideas. So there's a great deal of emotional intelligence that is deployed there. And a lot of people don't talk about it. Massive injection of emotional intelligence to know how to present your ideas in an acceptable way, to know how to pull back when you are pushing too hard. Things that I cannot even start to talk about. Maybe when I write a book one day, I would say, right? So the role came with a weight of assignment. The company was already doing over 150 million at the time. But immediately I settled in and I saw what they were doing, I felt, okay, we can do a lot more than this, but how much more can we do? So I set a target as soon as I settled in. And I said, I'd like to see this company hit ₦1 billion in 5 years. And that was just something that was at the back of my mind. I must have written it somewhere because, I was, always writing at the time and all that. And down the stretch somewhere, we started trying to, push. We gained momentum and things started, evolving. And Deji, without me going back to my vision board, exactly year 5, we hit ₦1 billion. Exactly year 5. It was ridiculous. Even I could not believe it because the year before we had done 650 million and there was no indication that we would have had that leap to hit ₦1 billion. But somehow, because we had injected that thought in the atmosphere, I had pushed that, desire and aspiration. And it wasn't just an aspiration or some pipe dream. Every year we're setting targets that were reasonable compared to the performance last year, audacious enough and reasonable enough. We kept growing. So we moved from 150, for instance. The first year we had a dip because there was, some fault lines I had seen and, that happened. Then we moved from that to 250 million, moved from 250 million to 500 million as a company. We doubled in 1 year. And that was one of the most difficult years. That was 2016 when you had all that massive devaluation of the Naira, that was Buhari's first year. It was ridiculous. But we scaled and we moved to 500 million. And then 2017, we moved to 650 million. And from 650 million, we hit 1 billion in 5 years without feeling like I was struggling to do it.